on YouTube. Dave here. I'm just here because I want to vent about something for a minute, if I may. Minute or two. The last video that I was talking about with my friend Marissa, who's doing the parodies of, the pop singers, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and Eminem, all that, one thing that's getting on my chest is all these haters that she's getting on YouTube and on the dirty.com website. One thing that just irks me, just irks the ever-living, daylights out of me is, what is wrong? I don't understand what's wrong with people that have to make up stuff about people for no reason. Like I said in my last video, I went to high school with Marissa. She's a very good person. She means well. And I'm just hearing all this garbage about who people, what people think she is and what people think she isn't. And a few things are my favorites, because this is posted all over the dirty.com, this calling her a prodigy, which isn't a bad thing, but, all this garbage about what people think that she is and what people think she isn't. This is just ridiculous. Let me tell you a couple things from someone who knows her in real life. And this is to all of you haters on YouTube and all of you haters on the dirty.com. Number one, my friend is not retarded, okay? She's a very smart person. She's going to get her bachelor's in psychology. She's doing very well for herself. Number two, she does not, as far as I know, she does not live with her parents. As last I checked, she was living somewhere on her own. I'm not going to disclose where, because I'm not going to have a whole bunch of hater a-holes who are going to try to ruin her life more than they already are attempting to. Third of all, her sister, who I know is not retarded. My friend Marissa and her sister are not on drugs. They're not on drugs. They're not, they're just trying to have fun, trying to do something different on YouTube. Just because, YouTube's about, the free exchange of ideas. Like the rest of the internet is the free exchange of ideas. And you would think that people would be a little more understanding and a little more, try to be nice, because, she's just trying to have fun, trying to do these funny parodies, just trying to, it's not about the singing, it's not about the production, she's just having fun. And I'm just reading all this crap, and it pisses me off to no end, because there's no reason for it. Because, why? Why be judgmental? I used to be judgmental. I'll admit that I was very judgmental, and Marissa knows this. I was incredibly judgmental towards her, saying that she needed to accept criticism. Okay, yes, you have to, but, come on, sometimes too much is too much. And, Jesus wasn't judgmental. In the Bible it says, judge not, lest thee be judged. Jesus wasn't judgmental. He helped people out, no matter who you were. Didn't matter who you were, what color you were, what race you were, what afflictions you may have had. Don't be judgmental, people. It's just, what do you have to gain from it? Really, what do you have to gain from making fun of somebody who's doing something different from you? It's so stupid. It is so incredibly stupid. I don't care if you have opinions about her hair, her makeup, her clothes. That's one thing. Having one opinion is one thing, but you're saying all these stupid things. You're making up all this garbage. Saying she's psychotic and saying that she's, saying that she needs to, probably needs some therapy herself. That's stupid. Just so incredibly stupid. You know, look at the mirror. Look in the mirror before you start criticizing yourself. And to the people, on YouTube and on the Dirty.com, are you even trying to put yourselves out there? Are you trying to put yourselves out there? Try putting yourselves out there and see what it's like. Because, it's not easy. It's not, just makes me mad. Just makes me mad that, people just make up all this garbage. And it just, come on, get a life. Just get a freaking life, because there's no point in doing something like this at all. No point. What, like I said, what do you have to gain from it? Nothing. You're not gaining anything from it. You're just looking like a big buffoon. Her sister, Carissa, who goes by the YouTube nick of Unique Angel 1. I'm also going to post the links to her site as well. It's just ridiculous. You're just making fun of her too. She's not retarded. Doesn't have any, physical afflictions that I'm aware of. She's not fat. Mercy and Chris, I hope this helps you two out, because, you don't deserve this. Nobody deserves to have stuff like this thrusted upon them. It's not fair. It's not fair to anybody. And, all I ask is just try to ignore all of this. I know it's hard. I know it hurts. That whole expression of sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. That's bull. Words do hurt you. And to all the haters, go away. Go find some, it's the internet. Okay? At the end of the day, it's just the internet. Get over it. Go jump in a lake or something. Alright. I think I've made my main point. Just to summarize it. Knock off the hater garbage. My friends are not stupid. They're not trailer trash. They're good people. They're just trying to have some fun. That's what YouTube is. Funny, sometimes informative. They're just trying to have some fun. So, you know what? I'm done. I've said my piece. I'm out. Peace. Have a good one, guys.